Fusebox.
Okay, this is Fusebox number 181. Chip Chatter. And you might be returned for regrooving.
What are you talking? Huh? How dare you? Well, I'll tell you what, you young whippersnapper. I'll just take my foot, and I'm just gonna...
See? Now that wasn't so bad, was it? I bet before this you couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
And now you are one.
Hello, friends. And welcome into this trash-compacted 181st edition of Fusebox, loquaciously entitled Chip Chatter. I'm your verbally challenged but chatter-enhanced for better clarity host, Mark Rose, and over there, in the verbal free zone and the sound-sanctified area, is the Deacon of Decibels himself, Milt Keynes, everybody.
Well, thank you kindly. Well, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm surprised I got in here today.
I'm sorry, what?
Now that you're a big-time TV star and everything, so I guess I'm on the list then.
Oh, I see. Well, yes, actually, you are on that list, and they let you in just the same. Oh, what Mr. Keynes is alluding to was that our local NBC affiliate, KGW-TV, was in here last week, shooting a piece regarding a production we are involved with, which is bringing to life a new adaptation of that classic Halloween radio play, originally featuring, of course, the lovely and talented Orson Welles, based on the immortal H.G. Wells' story, War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't make that shoot. But I saw the finished piece with you and Pollard and Pat, and it looked great. You almost looked real.
Why, thank you. Yeah, my mortician is getting better and better at it, don't you think?
As seen on radio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, friends, this is a very cool project to be involved with, I have to tell you. A chap we have mentioned a few times on this show, John Barber, who is the head of the Creative Media and Digital Culture program at Washington State University, and just a peach of a guy, let me say. Well, he has this outfit called Reimagined Radio, which endeavors to examine new and old radio programs and explore the myriad possibilities of each one, either by some historic perspective or by adapting them in new ways in both recorded formats and live performances. So John took the extremely brave task of reimagining War of the Worlds, the classic radio play produced by Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater folks from 1938, and bring it up to date.
So is this going to be like a live thing, or...?
No, not this one. We're building this in the box, as they would say. Well, because, there's that whole viri thing still among us. Still among us. Did I mention that it was still among us?
I think so. But is it still among us?
Might still be among us.
Huh.
Yeah. So this version, it's a recorded one, which provides yours truly a wonderful sandbox to play in and get sand in my shorts.
So that clip shows Jeff Pollard and Patricia Blem and some cadaverous dude sitting in my chair talking like he owns the place. Jesus.
Yeah, he just walked in off the street and was pretty insistent, so we let him ramble on there. Oh, and I want to give also a gracious and big inflated pair of wax lips kiss to the wondrously generous folks at KGW TV, and specifically to Stephen Redlin, who shot this bit, lit it, wrote it, produced it, voiced, and maybe even ground the glass for the lens on his camera for making that session fun as hell. You know, I think that calls for a Fusebox shout-out cheer. What do you say, Mr. Keynes? That's right. Absolutely. Bravo.
Okay, so I did see one guy last week come in, and I had to do a double take. Was that Rod Hill?
Yes, you are correct, sir. KGW's own meteorologist, Rod Hill, was kind enough to lend his voice for a character in this production. The weatherman, as it turns out.
Serious stretch, man.
I know. But I had absolute faith that he would rise like a tsunami to the challenge.
And what? Flood the studio?
No, sir. Just crushed the part with meticulous perfection, which he did. Rod is a great guy, and evidently studied theater in his youth.
So is this thing going up on Halloween then?
Actually, no. This one is going up to commemorate World Audio Drama Day on...
There's a World Audio Drama Day?
Yes, there is. There's also a Bark Like an Aardvark Day, but I think we miss that.
Good to know.
Yeah, this thing goes live on Monday, October 18th, on the following stations, by the way, which will be linked in the show notes as well. But we have KXRW-FM in Vancouver, Washington at 99.9 FM. KXRY-FM, also known lovingly out here as X-Ray, that's in Portland, Oregon at 91.1 FM or 107.1 FM. KUIK-AM in Portland, Oregon, 1360 AM. They've got a pretty good reach for an AM station. And our buddies in crime currently, KMWV-FM in Salem, Oregon at 98.3. And last but not least, CKXU-FM, Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada at 88.3 FM.
Holy carp. Canada too, huh?
Yeah. It's evidently a cable radio outfit, which reaches the entire country through that setup. Go figure. And of course, they're all streamable, so you can catch them either online as it happens or after the fact on the Reimagined Radio website, cleverly located at reimaginedradio.net. Again, links to all this statistical data is in the show notes for you as well.
Well, that just sounds like it's going to be a cool deal, amigo.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, another thing is, for this production, we're not revisiting 1938. This one takes place in present day and in Vancouver.
Big surprise.
Yeah. But the other thing is, we're hearing about this invasion through a visit to a newly opened exhibition at the Clark County Historical Museum. That's how it's set up, where the primary speaker is Professor Rowena Pearson, a world-famous astronomer. Now, a little aside here, this character, Professor Pearson, this was originally the character portrayed by Orson Welles.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. And we also get to hear from the Martians themselves.
Heat ray. Most advanced weapon. Disintegrates organic matter instantly. May promote insolvency in physical objects. I paint humans and machines with heat ray. They swirl from view like the dust before wind across surface of my planet.
I gotta tell you right now, that's pretty creepy, bro.
Yeah, and you know what? The idea here is that we're hearing these recordings of the main Martian guy who's kind of doing the captain's log thing and giving us some perspective on the invasion from their side of things. And I just want to say, just between you and me and the Poltec over there, that voice processing is my homage to the incredibly great sound work created for the classic Outer Limits television show of the 1960s. not the one that followed in the 80s. The pilot episode in particular, the one referred to as the Galaxy Being, also known as Please Stand By, which I, frankly, always wished they had stayed with that title, but...
Oh, yeah, that silvery guy.
Yeah.
Was caught in the radio waves or something, and then he was brought down to Earth through a broadcast tower. Is that the one?
That was the one. Still amazing today, friends. That first season of Outer Limits. It's some of the best speculative fiction ever on television. And when we return, a bit of chatter about the voiceover biz and a visit from Tid Trentwell as well.
Repair my spaceship at once.
The show for everybody, but not everybody will like it.
Fusebox.
So, an interesting phenomena has been occurring in the voiceover industry of late. I'd say actually over the last several years. And that is that...
Everybody in the fucking world is doing it?
Well, kinda, right? That is happening for sure. I mean, hey, how hard could it be, right? You just talk.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, not really. So the folks that have aspirations to follow this as a potential career, they often seek out professionals, voice coaches, for instance, that can guide them through the mazes of this industry and hopefully become a successful voice-over professional.
A lot of landmines, though, bro.
Oh, for sure and for true, Mr. Keynes. It's actually wise to seek out someone with the skill set to assist you in navigating that aforementioned minefield, because it really ain't for the faint of heart.
Or the thin of skin.
Yeah, any actor will tell you that as well. Which is why folks who have a background in acting typically do well in this field, because they have a sturdy foundation that they built from studying acting to begin with. And let's face it, friends, voice work is acting.
Well, like right now, you're acting like you know what the hell you're talking about.
Precisely. It's acting. So yeah, the VO biz has gotten a lot more abundant with folks giving it a go. This, of course, has a downside. With this many people doing it, or attempting to do it, the supply to demand ratio gets tipped towards, crappy VO rates for the folks already doing it.
Sure, if you've got 10,000 people all competing for this one VO job, at some point it becomes who will do this for the cheapest just to get the gig.
Sadly, yes. Which throws a wrench into the pay scales that, at least in non-union work, were already a bit vague. Thank you.
Well, then, you got these places like Fiverr and a bunch of others that claim to do, virtually anything, including voice work at sub-basement rates.
And thus the blast. That's where it's becoming a bit weird. And friends, if you're paying attention, you're hearing the results of that out there already on things. In short, bad reads.
Yeah, but I got it for $20.
Exactly, you certainly did. And that's exactly what it sounds like. Would you look for a discount brain surgeon? No, I know, we're not talking about life and death situations here. But to me, and yes, I'm horribly biased here, but to me, if your product or service is really that important to you, wouldn't you want the best possible voice talent delivering that message for you?
Problem there is that maybe they can't tell it's better. Maybe to them, Carl down the hall in accounting reading it was a killer.
And, maybe Carl is, but the vast majority of the stuff I encounter, yeah, he is not better. In fact, it's sadly lacking.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, good night, everybody. No, no, we're not going to leave it there. We actually have a moment here, however, that illustrates why some folks should probably think again about doing this kind of work.
Or at least find the right kind of cat to help you through it. I mean, there are good ones out there. Hell, we know one or two, yeah?
Yes, we do. And they are the real deal, not that Sears deal.
But I got the crystal ball.
Yeah.
Which leads us...
Which, in fact, leads us to our little illustration of the woes of the voiceover world, the oddball things that can happen, even to a professional like Tid Trentwell here. You see, it all happened after we were wrapping one of the Fusebox shows, and then you see what happened. And so, until our next cartoon.
Fusebox.
And we are clear. Good show, amigo.
Thank you, Mr. Keynes. You too, as always. Hey, though, not sure about that second block. You think we went too far comparing the Republican Party to the Third Reich?
Hey, if the swastika fits, bro.
Yeah, you're right. It is what it is. So, what's next on the agenda here?
Let's see. Looks like, well, we got Tid Trentwell coming in to cut some tags.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Another actor trying to do VO. Hey, do you want to stick around and run the board?
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't miss this shit show for the world. I just hope we have enough beer to get through it.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. I mean, how bad can...
You know he's bringing, her, don't you?
Her? Who's her? Oh, no. Seriously?
Yep.
Oh.
But you can't be surprised, man. I mean, he's an actor, for fuck's sake.
I know, but really? He's bringing his voice coach?
Hey, man, I feel you. I thought this guy was a pro. Oily and weird as fuck, but a pro. And this chick, what's her name? Some kind of local legend or some such...
Carrie McConnell Pretentious.
Yeah, I never heard of her. Yeah, but I ain't from around here, so, you know.
Yeah, she used to do a lot of VO, but...
Yeah, I dug up some of her shit because, you know, I'd never heard of her and was sort of curious about who would take on Tid Trentwell as a client and why the hell he'd insist on bringing her. Anyway, she did a bunch of those spots for that pawn shop or bail bonds joint or whatever.
Yep, she's the one.
I don't know, man. I guess I don't hear what the fuss about her is. I mean, that sort of forced VO style might have worked back in the day, but...
Gentlemen, a pleasure as always. Oh, I see you're enjoying an ice-cold can of breakfast as usual, Milt. Looking good.
No, fuck you very much, Tid.
So,
And, of course, you both know my lovely and talented voice coach, Carrie McConnell.
Yes, of course. Carrie, it's very, very nice to see you again. You look positively radiant, as always.
Yeah, almost lifelike.
Milt, yeah, always a kidder, huh? Yeah. Carrie, this is Milt Keynes. He'll be running the board.
Charmed.
The intention of the actor is to intend with the intention of chocolate. Projecting intention.
Huh?
Glottal fry.
Sure. Okay, I say just jump in and see what happens, shall we? Tid, here are your taglines, so go ahead into the booth there and make yourself comfortable.
I'd be more comfortable with a couple of ladies on my lap, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, Milt, if the levels are good...
Does it really matter?
Intended intention. Glottal fry. Chocolate.
Intended intention?
Precisely. Glottal fry. Which is to say, exactly.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Tid, whenever you're ready, we'll have you do an ABC of the first one, then...
KFC, it's finger lickin' good. Be all that you can. Be the United States Army. Skittles, taste the rainbow. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe. It's Maybelline. How do you spell relief? Rolaids. Melt in your mouth, not in your...
Okay, hang on there, Tid.
Oh, Jesus.
No, what we actually need is for you to do an ABC read of each one, okay? That way we'll...
Righto. KFABC. It's finger lickin' good. A, be all that you can. A, B, the United States Army. C, A, B...
No. What I mean, an ABC read, like do one 3 different ways.
Oh, so you want 4?
Oh, Jesus.
Huh? 4? What?
Right, 4. 1 plus 3 equals 4. Got it.
No, just read one tag 3 different ways.
But gentlemen, they're not going to use 3 versions.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Well, no. Correct. They're only going to use one version, but...
Gentlemen, I think I need a moment to consult with my voice acting coach.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Tell me, Carrie McConnell Pretentious, what is my motivation? Who is my character, and why doesn't he have hot babes draped all over him, oiling his thighs?
Chocolate.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Chocolate dye oil, eh? Carrie McConnell Pretentious, you're a genius.
Exactly. Which is to say, precisely. Find your intention, glottal fry, by intending.
Righto.
What is happening right now?
Gentlemen, my famous voice acting coach, Carrie McConnell Pretentious, has helped me understand who my character is and what his motivations are. Unfortunately, I have to leave in order to be on set to shoot an infomercial for ladies' gym socks. I play a podiatrist.
Chocolate. Glottal fry.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. But Ted, how were you able to be so awesome and get everything in one take? All secrets will be revealed in due time, men, as I'm sure we'll be working again soon. But right now, I got a jet. Those gym socks aren't gonna sniff themselves.
Okay. Well, really good stuff today, Tid. Yeah.
Jesus.
Keep it real, my home skillets. Tidwell out.
Chocolate. Glottal fry. Intention. Intentionally. Intent. Glottal fry. Glottal fry.
Sweet jumping Jesus.
Oh, I don't think even he could fix that hot, steaming pile of chocolate.
Man, I thought I was bad at this voiceover shit.
I'm just glad that's over. Okay? Tid needs to stick to, well, whatever it is Tid does.
Amen. And, since it is Sunday, how does Suicide Sally's for chili tots and beers sound to you, bro?
Heavenly.
I see what you did there.
Well, at least the tots and brews were good.
They were indeed. A terrific choice, Mr. Keynes. Certainly got the taste of that session out of my mouth. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Maybe it's like that thing you always talk about with certain software, you know? A thing gets a huge rep for being this industry standard thing, but when you use it or whatever, it just turns out to be oily crap on a stick.
And you can't tell the devoted that the oily crap on a stick is really, really stinky.
And oily.
And on a stick. They won't hear of it. Nope. They must worship at the altar of the industry standard.
Don't know, bro.
Curiouser and curiouser, Mr. Keynes. Yes, sir. And with that moment of contemplation and consideration, we'll call it a show, but not before thanking our contributors to this edition of Fusebox, Patricia Blem, Eric Newsom, and Jeff Pollard for brave and unwavering feats of audio daring do. Thanks as well to the maestro of meters, Milt Keynes, for technical assistance and mute button.
A pleasure as always.
And thanks as well to you, friends, for pushing play on this edition of Fusebox. We couldn't, nay, shouldn't, even do this without you. So spending time with us here is greatly appreciated.
And you do us a huge favor, and yourself at the same time, by subscribing to this here show wherever you may have found it.
It's a win-win scenario.
Tell you what else is a winner. Well, let's let Eddie tell you. He's been coached by a pro.
Hey, it's as simple as pie. You go to thefuseboxshow.com and click on the shopping tab. And like flippin' magic, there you are. Oh, and if you're one of those book a face folks, click on the Shop Now button on the Fusebox Show Facebook page. Okay? Also, quick as a bunny. There you go. Enough said.
And may I say, since we're still having to observe certain mask mandates across our blue globe here, check out the latest mask design at the Fusebox store. It's another exciting, fun, and never frivolous design by our audio partner in crime, Jeff Pollard. This one has our Viri guy emblazoned on it, and a link to it down there in the show notes for your active perusal. So stay safe, friends. We can and will get through these madcap with a slice of crazy times we find ourselves in, but be sure to catch the Martian Invasion when it lands in your radios on October 18th. And I have been your well-seasoned professional served over a bed of wild mushrooms, host Mark Rose, saying, until our next cartoon.
Fusebox.